Hi, my name is Missy Rankin, and I am Emily Brannon's mom. And I'm quite concerned and upset that I'm actually having to make this video. It's April the 7th, and we're in the middle of this coronavirus. We have other things we need to be worrying about. I'm in Tennessee, and my daughter's in Colorado. I'm already stressed and worried enough about her being kind of on her own. And I also have to be concerned with the harassment of the HMO of where she lives. So this video is to document a visit and the dogs that were barking that were not hers that I witnessed. So I visited Emily the first week of March, and I remember one particular day when I'm on Tennessee time, Eastern time. And so obviously I would wake up several hours before Emily would. And so I would open the door and let the dog, Dallas, come into me. And so we would play, and, I'd be on my phone or whatever, and Dallas would be laying there. And I remember one particular day I heard a dog bark. And at first I didn't think of anything about it. And, Dallas was there, was playing with her. We were, whatever, she was laying there with me. And I heard the dog bark again. And then I thought, no, wait a minute, isn't Emily always being harassed about her dog barking, and yet here's a dog barking, and it was twice. And I don't know the time span. I didn't time it, but let's say 5 or 10 minutes had gone by. And then I went back to what I was doing on my phone, and the dog barked again. And I thought, no, wait a minute, here's 3 times in a row that this dog out there has barked. And of course I couldn't tell where it was coming from. I was playing with Dallas. It's not Dallas. Dallas sitting there is quiet. Dallas is not a lazy dog, but she likes laying around. She's comfortable with laying around, especially in the morning. And the dog barked again. So this dog, wherever it was, barked 4 times in a row. And I don't know if it's 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15. I don't know the span of time. So this time I got up, and Emily has sliding glass doors, and it goes out on a balcony. Of course, it's dark. The sun hasn't come up yet, so I couldn't tell where the dog was coming from. And the way the buildings are done, an echo could definitely bounce off, the different buildings. So I couldn't tell where it was coming from. But I remember thinking, I've got to share this with Emily. And so while I'm on this video, I'm going to check my notes here because I want to make sure I don't forget anything. I'm quite upset and disappointed in whoever posted the video. You can see on Emily's channel, and Emily has named it Provoked, that someone actually, panned in on her address where she is, and then stood outside the door to film or record the dog. Well, duh. I mean, what kind of genius does it take to know that standing outside of a door or an area where a dog is going to make the dog bark? And then you see this person, I guess, lean out the window, walk around where the elevators are. And I think what's interesting is she kind of cuts off Dallas's mouth part. You see just her head. I know she was barking a little bit. But what you don't see in another one of Emily's videos was when Emily pans across the street, there's a dog over there barking. And that window that the genius who's provoking the dog to bark didn't pan out across the street to see if that dog was barking at the same time. So I think that's interesting. I also was in the elevator when I visited Emily with a man who had a dog. So I'm wondering who's standing outside that man's building, that man's apartment, and filming him and filming his dog. Because I just have a hard time believing that if you didn't walk up to that man's door just inches away from that man's door like they did Emily's, would that dog not also bark? So then we would have to find that man as well. And in the time where we're having companies forgive, I think it was Allstate and American Family forgave, some millions of dollars, I guess, in insurance premiums because people aren't going anywhere. My daughter's trapped. Basically, if I wanted to bring her home, we're in a shelter-in-place state. She's in a shelter-in-place state. I can't go get her. So instead of coming together in this time, they've singled her out I think it's due to her age, because they're wanting it to be a retirement community. So we fought for so long for equal rights, but it seems like it's equal rights based on, well, their idea, right? So I'm wondering, why have they singled out my daughter? Is it because they want it to be a retirement community where everybody's over a certain age? I don't think it's age discrimination. I mean, I don't think it's sex discrimination. Surely there were other females. I didn't see any. I guess I saw mostly men, but surely, I would hate to think that it's age discrimination, because there's plenty of people with dogs. And Dallas is a pretty laid back dog. So I'm getting upset. All morning long, I don't want to do this video. I mean, I want to do it to help my daughter, but I don't want to do it because I'm trapped in Tennessee and I can't do anything. I'm just really disappointed in the. I'm trying so hard not to default into, their level. All right, let's see. I want to just check my notes. Yeah. I guess, here's my last thing. So Dallas is an ESA, emotional support animal. And I think Emily does talk about on her channel that she deals with anxiety, and she's going through her own healing. And, obviously it could be emotional healing, it could be inner healing. I personally had undiagnosed thyroid for years, which caused and facilitated my anxiety. My mom, I had no idea. Now I can look back and see she had the classic symptoms of low thyroid, which also causes anxiety. So let's park here for a moment. So my daughter has a medical condition of anxiety, medical, emotional, whatever, condition of anxiety, and she's being harassed in the place she lives. Let that sink in for a moment. Now, if she were diabetic or had heart disease, maybe she was an amputee, I don't think it would be too much of an issue, but she's being harassed and I believe discriminated against because of her age, and she has a medical condition, and they're honing in on Dallas. Well, what about the dog across the street that echoes? I just don't appreciate what's going on, and I don't know how to get to the end of it, but I made this video, and I hope that and pray that there's going to be a good and amiable, I don't know if I said the name right, resolve to this. And I've rambled on long enough, and Emily, I love you, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.